What's up, everybody? Hashtag 40 Acre Addicts. Got a lot of news today. BJ Foster signs to Sam Houston State University. Devon Campbell commits to Texas. Let's break it down, Henry.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Longhorn Nation and the rest of college football fans out there? Today we're going to cover up signing day and the the transfer portal with BJ hitting Sam Houston State. It's crazy.
I can't believe it, man. Our home. He's going to our home.
Yeah. For all y'all who don't know, that's where we originate from, over in East Texas.
Sam Houston National Forest.
We're going to be going to a lot of Foster games now. We're going to be in Sam Houston all the time. But yeah, for all y'all out there, Sam Houston State has now, I think the last 2 seasons, become a D1 university. So don't hate and not appreciate the man still in D1, and he's at a school I think is going to make a big bump real quick. I mean, UTSA hasn't been in D1 but like 10 years, and look what they've accomplished. And Sam Houston State's coming off a national championship to put them in D1. So, sky's the limit.
Yeah, Huntsville's also breeding people like Tavondre Sweat.
Yeah.
So if they can just keep some of those guys home, man.
They have Houston right there in the area. Good recruiting grounds.
I'm excited to go watch BJ over there, though.
Yeah.
It's a small stadium. We'll be able to actually speak to him after the game.
Hell, he'll hear us on the field.
That's
As
a
loud as
tiny
you yell.
stadium.
As loud as you yell.
I mean, unless they've done some upgrades in the last couple of years, because it's been about 2 years since I've been there.
I think the last time I don't think they've done any. They could have. Now that you say it, they've upgraded. But I don't know. You yell pretty loud, Gat. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know how nice it'd be for you to get him an interception because he's over there trying to come down on a rush, and then you're like, pass, and he hears you like, what the fuck, and then starts running deep and gets a pick.
Yeah. Dude, if Rojo can hear me in the DKR stadium, he can hear me.
Yeah, for all y'all who don't know, this man yelled so loud, Roshan Johnson could hear him on the field. He stopped, waved, and started jumping up and down too. His first season. Yes. It's crazy to think he's coming into his senior year now.
It's crazy to think we might see him and Bajan on the field together.
Finally.
A lot.
This go-go offense is going to be nuts.
I can't wait, dude. That's woohoo! Because Sark already had a good offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just the quarterbacks weren't putting it on point, and sometimes the receivers weren't catching, and all the time the offensive line was below average.
Yeah.
So next year, like, our offense should be number 1 in the nation.
I know, with our line, like, as wadded up as it is, 2-3 years, 4 maybe, we're going to have the best offensive line in the country. Fingers crossed.
Nobody's going to be able to touch our QBs.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And how do you even explain it? Like, why would you want to push back going to the SEC at that point? Why not bring it a little closer again? 2024, right around the corner. 2025 would give all these boys 3-4 years in it. But
you know what really upsets me is they made this decision and then Lincoln Riley leaves. Like, if we would stay in the Big 12, we would, from here on out, win the Big 12 probably every year.
Yeah. That's probably why they pushed it back. They want to get a couple conference championships under their belt before they go.
Seriously, huh?
Yeah.
For real.
At least the Big 12 ain't ending with Oklahoma's reign of dominance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Baylor put that to a stop real quick.
I'm glad Caleb Williams finally came out and said, I'm traveling to California with my daddy.
Yeah.
You know?
Come to me, Papa.
I'm glad that finally is out of there.
Oh, that's great. Just saying, all my Oklahoma fans, we love y'all. Much respect. I'm actually over here wearing freaking. Look at that, Henry. I didn't even realize what color I was wearing today.
Oh wow. You're fired. That's a $100 fine, sir. Put it in the mail.
Put it in the invoice. Yeah, but
send it to me. Cash App.
And
money
we
symbol,
told y'all.
GatCuz 65.
We told y'all, and y'all didn't believe us. And I mean, here we are. 2 months later now? Been about 2 months since the USC move.
Oh yeah. No,
I
yeah.
told you. Told you, man. Let me get a.
Oh, bless you.
This right here. I love that I told you so in the morning.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, man. So, USC. Reign of dominance begins in the Pac-12. Does the Pac-12 now disintegrate and fall into the Big Ten now, or does that just no longer a thing? We're just months ago, 6 months ago, we were talking about 2 super conferences, 3 more than likely, but I was predicting 2 when it all was said and done in 10, 15 years. You know, almost NFL style. Go, girl. One of my dogs trying to come on over here. Go lay down. No. Well, I guess she's going to come by for a second and say hi. I don't think the camera can see her. Henry can see her, though.
Yeah.
Go on somewhere. Go, girl. What? Mia, go. Hold on. For all y'all, check this out. Who has a Bluetooth speaker of their dog?
Oh,
Yeah. Go on, girl. The only downfall is the speaker came out a boy, and she's a girl. Go lay down, Mia. Go. What are you doing? Go, girl. Go lay down. Hold on. Go. Oh, man. So, with the SEC move being pushed back to 2026 is the most likely year, do you think Texas has enough power to win a natty before we move on?
not with our defense right now. Our defense has to prove something before I can say that. I said that last year. I thought we could have won it last year. But our defense came out and played like kindergartners.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah, the Twins asked me just yesterday, like, what do you think was the reason for their 5-7 season? And I was like, our defense. Like, offense put up points most of the time.
Yeah.
Defense couldn't stop the run. Couldn't stop anything. But this year, it should be different.
I know. I think one of the seniors I'm depending on the O-line to really keep our offensive line solid with all these young guys coming in that we know maybe one of them might actually has a possibility of starting. But Aguilera, because he got injured, but when he was on the field the first game in a quarter or so, because he got injured in the Arkansas game, I believe, correct?
Junior Angulau.
Yeah. I said how did I say it?
I don't even remember. Angulau.
They're very hard names to pronounce, you know. Angular. Anyway, Now you got me tongue twisted. Our offensive line wasn't doing that bad. Our first official lineup in that first game was solid. You can go back look at the tape. I don't think, but we had 2 sacks that whole first game.
Yeah, against a pretty stout defense too. Louisiana wasn't no punk.
Yeah, and we lost Aguilar, and that made Kirkstetter have to leave his beloved right tackle position and go over to left guard next to Christian Jones to replace Aguilar, which in return, I can't remember who it was, got put over at right tackle, who wasn't ready for that spot, just can't play that spot, period.
Andre Carrick.
Yeah, and it just went downhill fast. One injury on the line can ripple like a domino effect. I mean, it's best way to put it. And I just watched 300 yesterday. It was great. I watched it in the morning before I took my nap after my fishing trip. And great point when he told the little monster guy who wanted to be a Spartan. It was like one single weak spot in our defensive wall, and the whole thing shatters.
The whole thing collapses. Like a Jenga puzzle.
Yep. One weak spot. I'm sorry, my friend, but you were not made to be a Longhorn.
Yeah, but that was last year's problem, because last year we didn't have the backups that we're going to have this year.
But our
this
backups
year we're going to have depth.
Ready.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I think the starting line is going to be for next season.
All right,
I'm going to start at left tackle and go to right tackle.
All right.
Christian Jones, Devon Campbell, Jake Majors, Kelvin Banks, and Andre Carrick. I don't think Angulau is going to get to play this year, unless somebody gets hurt.
Why?
Because I think Kelvin Banks and Devon Campbell are going to start this year. Well, I see it. They're both 5 stars.
Wouldn't you want to take Banks or Campbell and swap one of them instead of both putting them as guards? Swap one of them to right tackle so we can get old boy out and then put Aguilar back in at left guard. Because old boy can't play right tackle for shit.
Well, there might be Carrick at right tackle then.
Huh? That's what I'm saying to take out.
Oh, take out Carrick?
Yeah. And put Aguilar in.
Okay, either one of them will probably. That won't bother me, as long as
you got Banks and Campbell.
As long as Campbell and Kelvin Banks are starting. Shit, they're just as big as who we have now. You know what I mean? The only one bigger than them is Cameron Williams, that the other recruit that we got in that's not going to be ready for a couple of years. That's just a giant. He's bigger than the Alabama boys. Hey, another thing I was thinking about, man, if our defense shows out next year, are we going to see more of that power-eyed defensive line stunt?
I don't know.
Because that was sick.
That was sick.
Do y'all remember that against Texas Tech?
Absolutely.
And Alfred Collins gets in there and gets the sack when they're in the power-eye formation, like.
That power-eye formation I have never seen on any level of football. Ever.
Or heard of.
Heard of. Period. Like.
And it confused the F out of Texas Tech's offensive line. Because you got some big boys running full speed at you now. They're not in a stance. They were standing straight up.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Who does that?
See,
that's why I didn't want Coach K to get fired, man, because if our defense plays the way he wants them to play, he's going to throw some shit out there that we haven't seen, that nobody's seen. He's a genius.
Yeah.
Honestly. Like, I love Coach K, man, and I want to see more of that power-eye defense.
So, since we're on the Tech game, let's go ahead and bring it up.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because I went to Mom's yesterday to deliver her new wheelchair thing, and her physical therapist was there. And when I walked in, all I saw was Red Raiders jacket. She had a big old Red Raiders jacket that had Texas Tech logo on the front and the Red Raiders on the back. I'm like, man, you're in the wrong house. And, for real.
Yeah.
And so we started talking, and I was like, why do y'all's fans do what y'all do? Like, nobody else in Texas does this except for y'all. Like, what causes y'all to throw beer bottles and beer cans and tortillas at our players? Like, it doesn't even matter what sport it is. They could go in there for track, and they're getting shit thrown at them. Like, why? She said, I really never understood that either. I was like, that's all you got for me?
That's all you got for me?
You're an alum. You're a Red Raider and alum.
Cause you know why she said that, Gat?
Why?
Cause she was one of them throwing bottles.
No, she said that stuff like that embarrasses her.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah, she doesn't like it. I said, y'all won't get that treatment from Texas fans because we're at the games, you know. And
oh, you'll hear her say, "Oh, you."
Subs.
Oh, you.
But at the Texas Tech basketball game, the entire fucking stadium was screaming, "Fuck UT, fuck UT," like for minutes.
Like.
Not just a couple things, but for minutes they were screaming that "fuck UT." The entire stadium, kids and everybody. Like, what the? Y'all are ridiculous out there in Lubbock.
The disrespect.
Dude, and there ain't nothing but cotton fields around. You're just 100% surrounded by cotton fields and oil rigs. Boy, shut the hell up.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was an embarrassing loss for Beard, though, man. But the mindset of the players could have easily been thrown off coming into an environment like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? That could have easily
absolutely. Those fans honestly probably won that game because they were in Texas's head.
Psyched them out
big time
as soon as they got off that bus. Something.
I mean, that's just uncalled for, man. People, you can go to jail for throwing something at somebody.
People go to prison.
You can go to jail for telling somebody you're going to kill them. A terroristic threat.
You can go to prison for throwing bottles at people.
Like, come on, man. How are they getting away with this? I don't get it. We don't do that to any of our opposing teams.
If we did that at our stadium, there would have been a security guard and an officer already coming over there escorting us to jail.
Yeah. CDC ain't going to put up with that shit.
Fuck, no.
He's making Texas beautiful again. Or Austin.
Oh, Austin really is beautiful.
Dude, I just found this out yesterday because of Memphis. Did you know the Austin state capitol or Texas state capitol is 30 feet taller than the nation's state capitol?
Dang. Did not know that.
You heard me right. Our capital is taller than the nation's capital.
Oh, y'all can see that icy white snow, can't you?
Oh, yeah. For all y'all that don't know, Texas is white right now. Even out here in West Texas.
Oh. Try to get a good little peek out there. It is pouring down snow right now. I'm going to go let them look out the door real quick. Oh, it's pouring down snow. I'll let you look next. I mean, up north, y'all probably don't think this is much snow, but this is Texas. I was wearing shorts 2 days ago.
Me too, with no shirt. Shot the fire.
There, let me get you set back up. Alrighty. Now I'm going to show you. You ain't here. Oh, man. man. I just showed the camera my Ninja Turtle pants. Yeah. See that? Pouring down. Nobody wants to drive it. Everybody's off today. Look, can you see the snow falling? No? Oh, it's pouring down. That's what I hate about phones. You can't see the actual snowfall. Here, look, wait for me. I'll put my hood on and I'll walk out there. You'll see the snow falling on me. Yeah, look at my face. See that? There's something I'm getting covered. Pouring down so much. Let's get back on camera. Sorry, everybody. We having fun in the snow. Ooh. It's starting to look like a very late Christmas. Oh yeah, y'all look over here in San Angelo. Nice, icy, and cold too down there.
Yep.
Is it snowing?
No, it stopped.
Oh.
It wasn't snowing when I woke up this morning.
Well, it's pouring down out here. Woo. Got a heated jacket on and everything. Whew. I wish this heater would work, big dog. But yeah, so let's talk about the Super Bowl for a minute, big dog. Man, we have no other than Joe What is wrong? It's early in the morning, y'all. Y'all have to forgive me.
Hello.
This heater will not come on to save my life. Well, the beautiful thing about Joe Burrow is his career really took off and his legacy started that evening at DKR Stadium.
Absolutely.
After that night, I mean, he put on a showcase, and I'm not saying Texas didn't put up a hell of a fight. Texas could have won that game by just another play or two. You know, he had the fumble by Ingram at the end, which, you know, isn't his fault.
The drop touchdown by Ingram.
The drop touchdown by Ingram.
I think we had 3 whatever and goals, and
Right.
we were stopped all 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have won that game.
And
We could have beat one of the best teams
ever.
in our not so best year.
Well, we can always say out of that whole season, we were the only team that put up a fight to them.
They'll say the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of LSU, Jalen Ramsey,
Yeah.
Tom Brady's last touchdown pass before he retired was on top of Jalen Ramsey. Yeah. Jalen Ramsey made a comment saying, "I can't believe Tom Brady's last touchdown pass was on me." Yes, his last touchdown pass for his life.
His life, son.
For his
That's
life.
if Brady don't pull a slick one on us and come back out of retirement like he does, man. You know that man is quick.
Yeah, dude, I read something yesterday that said he wants to retire with the Patriots, so he's going to sign with the Patriots just to retire.
That's what Jamal Charles did. Kansas City did that for them. That was the year before Mahomes' rookie year.
I think I remember you telling me that shit.
Yeah, he had got traded somewhere else and didn't get to be the starter. And he's been the starter his entire life. I mean, he played for the Chiefs like 13 years plus. I'm not quite sure. And he just couldn't handle not being the starter. And so he was going to announce his retirement. And I can't remember how exactly it went about, but Kansas City got a hold of him and told him to come back for a one-day contract so he could come retire over there. Yeah. And Patrick Mahomes. It was all on the field, not during a game. They're all in their suits and stuff. But Mahomes was suited up, and Mahomes hiked the ball one last time and handed it off to Jamal Charles and let Jamal Charles run it for a touchdown in his business suit.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So Patrick Mahomes got that. He got to give Jamal Charles his last handoff in the NFL.
Man, that dude was fast.
2 Texas college legends. I mean, not the same Texas, but they're both Texas legends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes versus Baker Mayfield. Wow.
Man, I want to ask what Mahomes thinks about Tech. What do you think about this disrespectfulness? But we can never ask that question. We're never going to meet that man. But on the real topic, Joe Burrow versus Matthew Stafford. This is going to be an interesting Super Bowl. I am excited for it. I don't feel like it's teams that we see every year almost in a way, like how college football has been. Same kind of players and it's just, it feels different. No Brady too. It feels different. And I like
No Brady, no Mahomes.
No 49ers. Two coaches who have neither have been to a Super Bowl. To my knowledge, at least, I don't think neither have ever been to a Super Bowl. And you got, man, Bengals, who went from being the worst team in the AFC North to being the people are hating on them, trying to say that they're not, that these two teams don't belong in the Super Bowl. But I'm sorry, if you don't think they belonged in the Super Bowl, your team should have won out and should have made it to the Super Bowl. But
only 2 teams can make it.
Yeah, and hell, playoffs are not easy to win. I give them teams credit.
Yeah, that's the Cowboys.
In my opinion, I think LA is a way more talented roster all the way around, with Aaron Donald, Odell Beckham, Jalen Ramsey, Matthew Stafford. The list goes on and on. And then you got a much more unproven team who, if they win, will have the greatest quarterback performance in playoff and Super Bowl history. Joe Burrow, man, that's the man, the first quarterback and only 4th player of all time to win the national championship, Heisman, and possibly a Super Bowl if he gets it.
And they're doing it without the best defensive player on their team and possibly in the nation.
And he's doing it in his 2nd year in the NFL after
Joseph Osai.
After not even getting to, good point with Joseph Osai being out. But they're not even, like, Joe Burrow didn't even play his first year because of that injury. So this is, in a way, this is a swipe over, and this is year 1 for him. Give him a whole season to play, and look what he did of being healthy.
Yeah.
Which I think he still got hurt a little bit here and there, but he was able to still play all year. Yeah.
Yeah, he done a lot better than old Baker.
Oh, man. And Baker's got so much more talent around him. So much more talent.
It's trash.
Yeah. Very trash. So who you got for the Super Bowl, big dog?
LA.
LA? Ah, good, because I'm going for the Bengals. All day, baby.
No, wait, I have to go for the Bengals because Charles Omenihu was starting.
Charles Omenihu plays for the Niners, buddy.
Oh shit, my bad.
He got kicked out this last round in the conference.
So does either team have a Texas guy starting?
No.
And how is it that Joseph Osai's one and only sack was on Tom Brady?
At least he got it before Tom Brady retired.
Before he retired. He's got to say, I got to sack Tom Brady. What?
In his last season.
That's insane. I can't wait till he gets healthy and we get to watch him play, man. I love him. What a player.
Yeah. Who, Brady or Osai?
outside. No, I'm glad that Brady's reign is finally coming to an end.
Give other teams chance now.
Yeah, dude, like, you proved that you were the GOAT a long time ago. Everything that you did since then is just like extra icing on the cake.
He was just trying to make sure nobody ever came close.
Nobody ever came close.
I wouldn't be surprised. He takes 3 years off, plays baseball for 2 years, then comes back out of retirement, wins 3 more Super Bowls. Just like Brady.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it'll be good to get him on the sideline or get him in the box for a change. We've seen him for the last 22 years. But then again, growing up as a kid, I got to watch the best that basketball has ever had and that will ever have, Michael Jordan. I got to see his entire career. I got to see Tom Brady's entire career. So we're in a good generation.
I've watched every Tom Brady Super Bowl that he's ever been in live.
We're in a good generation right
now. Yeah. Me and my mother had recorded on VHS Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake at Houston, Texas Super Bowl. One of us gonna be naked by the end of this song. Pop. And they're getting the titty.
Yeah, thank God it was her.
Huh?
Thank God it was her.
Yeah. Oh man. That was great. Where are you hiding at? I can't even see you.
Oh, I had the phone down.
Oh. Hello.
So Biden wants a new James Bond movie, but he wants it in this day and age, like era. He wants James Bond to be a transgender, and he wants to start the movie as James Bond as a man and end it with James Bond as a woman, and he wants to call it, in one word, cock-to-pussy.
You're fucking with me, right?
Yeah.
You had me so lost. Everybody on the camera right now looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, I heard that joke yesterday.
Cock-to-pussy.
Cock-to-pussy. One word.
Oh my god. Oh, body. Yeah, man. So, early predictions for next season.
Oh, gosh.
Who do you think a way too early prediction for the Final Four is going to be? Not Final Four, I apologize. We're talking about basketball, but playoff picture. Who's a good look?
Man. Well, I mean, my hopes and dreams that Texas in it, but if we don't have a defense, I see Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State.
I see. You're missing one.
Texas.
Oh, Texas. Okay. So
I can't. You know me. I can't root against Texas. Even when we're 5-7, I was like, no, we're gonna win this game.
I see Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, and then Oh man, number 4. I would love it to be Texas, but if I were to put one on there, you think Dabo Swinney makes a comeback?
Huh?
Do you think Dabo Swinney can make a comeback?
No.
No.
Not with his non-transfer portal ways.
It's a good point.
I think Trevor Lawrence made him and then ended him.
He was something before that with darn it, why I get brain farted? He's one of my favorite players.
The running back? ETM?
No, the quarterback before Travis. I mean, Trevor Lawrence. I'm talking about hell, the one that beat Alabama, their first national title together.
I don't remember.
Because DeAndre Hopkins, he played for Clemson way back in like 2010, 11 for him, for Dabo, but we watched
Was Dabo a Nick Saban assistant?
Yes, but national.
Okay.
No, he's not. He just used to play football at Alabama. He won a national championship playing football at Alabama in like '92, the year I was born.
Okay, so he's not a Nick Saban assistant.
No, he's just an Alabama alumni.
Okay.
Darn it, man. He played for. He was the senior quarterback, 2016 season, and won the national championship against Alabama in 2017 with that little pass at the end zone to the receiver off to the right. He went to the Houston Texans, got all them freaking rape accusations and shit. And he no longer plays for the Texans now. Desean Watson. Desean Watson. Bam. That's who I was looking for. Yeah. Desean Watson.
You just had to hum a few bars and you remember it.
A few bars. Yeah, I was lost there for a second. Could not get it off the tip of my tongue. But this 2022 signing class, man, it's looking very dominant for the future. But
hey, man, on the offense and defensive side.
The only thing that scares me is you rewind to 4 recruiting classes ago. We were talking about BJ in this record-breaking safety class going to change the defense, and because like right now we're focused that this is going to change the offense more because of all these old linemen. Back then we were focused that it was going to be changing the defense so good that nobody was going to be able to throw anything on us ever. And man, saw
that was a lot.
They all got developed horribly.
That's the difference between Herman and Sark. Herman came in wanting to fix the outsides, the backs, the safeties, the quarterbacks, the receivers, and he didn't focus on the offensive line. Like, he always got smaller offensive linemen.
Settled.
And Sark's fucking changing that. He's changing the whole roster. Like, if you want to play big, you gotta be big.
Yeah, man, it's right.
And that's
it's snowing even harder right now, dude.
Hey, yeah, he came out and he gave us an offensive line this year and a defensive line.
Yeah.
And he gave us Gary Patterson.
Off a losing season.
Yeah, dude, and he gave us Gary Patterson. What other team has 2 head coaches like this? Nobody.
Do you think Sarkisian has it anywhere in the back of his mind that Patterson could be a replacement for him in the future?
Hell yeah, he does. If he doesn't win this season, yeah, I honestly see Patterson taking over because that's CDC's buddy. He has got to win this season,
and then
no
it's
matter
gonna be
what.
like a Remember the Titans moment?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go to the papers.
He gonna have to drop down to offensive coordinator for Texas. I don't
You call this game fair, or I'll go to the papers.
I'll go to the papers.
I don't care if you take me with you. We'll both go down.
Yeah.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
Attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
Don't get me started on River the Tigers, baby. Shoot.
Oh man, my light turned off. Oh. Man. It's so early. I can't believe I had to get up so early this morning from a freaking damn pig and dog fight. Boy, it was loud, and I tell you, my pig wasn't winning this time. He was screaming.
I'm telling you, that food tastes good, bro.
I had to come over here and put my fucking boot in his ass. Texas. Damn dog, man. He's too big to be trying to get up on that pig like that.
Yeah. Oh, it is snowing outside. Holy mackerel. I can see it against the fence now.
Yeah.
You gotta concentrate. It's not heavy.
Oh, mine's getting heavier and heavier and heavier the longer we talk. Like, it is freaking pouring right now. Like, if I go out there again, my shoulders would be snow white in about a minute or two.
Damn it, boy.
It's coming down hard. And I remember in East Texas, moving to West Texas, I thought West Texas got a lot of snow. And then moving from West Texas to North Texas, I'm like, fuck. I didn't know Texas could get snow like this. All my life in East Texas, as soon as that shit hit the ground, it'd melt. It may stay for an evening or for like a day, but then it's melted and gone. This
it's
shit
too hot down there, boy.
Yeah, last year it lasted us like a week and a half or something like that. I can't remember.
Almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks solid snow.
Yeah, I was having fun, boy. I was sliding everywhere I drove. I'm probably going to go do that today.
Yeah, a lot of people died too, though, because Texas had never experienced any of that. So many people were out of electric and stuff and had no way to get a hold of anybody and were too elderly or too something to be able to do anything about it. And a lot of people froze to death.
Well, I mean, it's like if you were to go to Montana and put our summer heat on them, they would die. They wouldn't know what to do. They got fucking swamp coolers in their house. They don't even have air conditioners. Like, they would die. It's a hell of a lot easier to handle. To me, it's a hell of a lot easier to handle the cold than it is the heat.
Oh, I would 100% disagree with you.
Mm-mm.
Like what this is right now,
I could put clothes on.
Okay. You tell me to go out here and go sandblast and painting this, I'm going to last like an hour before my body's done caught pneumonia and I'm dead.
Yeah, with you doing it outside for sure.
Now, you go put me in 100, what was it, the time I caught them tummy cramps? I said tummy. Down in Austin. I was working at that tank, that ground storage tank in Round Rock. And there was like 155 degrees up at the roof, and I was having to use a giant crowbar to separate the roof from the rafters so we could put little wooden blocks in between the rafters and the roof so that we could sandblast and paint in between there. And it's not easy to use a crowbar and lift a roof off of a rafter to a ground storage tank that holds 5 million gallons of water.
Right.
It's a lot of endurance and strength into that. And at 100, when the heat temperature gun is rating that up there where we're working at to be 155 degree heat, that is hot. That can give you a heat stroke really fast. And being on scalping that's 3 stories high, you don't want to pass out up there. But I could handle that and do that any day of the week before you're going to have my ass out there in the cold like this doing it. That's just me though.
I'm opposite because I could put clothes on to cover up the heat, but I can't take enough clothes off to get over the heat. It gets fucking hot in Texas. I don't care who you are. It gets hot here.
We also have different body types too. You got more to keep you warm, and I ain't got nothing to keep me warm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man. Well, I don't know
I
now.
mean,
You done slimmed down so much, you ain't got no weight to keep you warm anymore.
Man, I'm under 200 for the first time in my life.
Man's got abs. He can wash clothes on his stomach.
Shut the STFU.
I just caught on to what that means. I was sitting there thinking about it. For all y'all wondering why I was having that look, I was like, STFU. Oh, shut the fuck up. You tell I ain't young no more, boy. I look young, but I'm not young. Oh, man. Well, I got the munchies, and there ain't not a nut to eat in this house.
Yeah, I know. When I came up there, the first thing I did was raid the refrigerator.
Nothing.
Yeah, Rachel's like, he might have some snacks in the pantry or in the cabinets. I was like, oh, God.
No, ain't nothing.
Damn it.
That's because...
We were starving, too.
Well, a lot of it is because we don't have a stove to cook anything. So I'm always grilling, or we go out to eat. And we're supposed to go pick up that new stove, but we just ain't done it yet. And now we got the blizzard. Probably can't go anywhere to eat. Everywhere's probably closed.
I'm surprised Rachel just doesn't borrow a truck from the Chevy house and y'all go get it.
We could.
Is that a possibility?
I don't know. Because loading something up could damage the vehicle. But
Yeah.
Oh,
Dang,
Robert.
man, I think this cold weather got me yawning.
Yeah.
What about Robert? What about Roughneck, Toughneck?
Robert. He said he's going to go. He thinks he's going to work today, and I said, yeah, have fun with that. He's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go to work. I need to go to work. I need to get some hours. I got my hours all put in this weekend. I worked the last 10 days, so I didn't have to work this blizzard. Well,
I'm telling you, those plumbers are something else, bro. They see ice on the road, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna have to charge you $150 just to drive to your house.
Yeah.
Like nobody else knows how to do plumbing.
And then I'm gonna charge you another $200 for me to have to get out of my truck and endure this blizzard.
An hour.
An hour.
An hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, plumbers make bank, man.
Another deduction for $50 for me having to come back and knock on your door. Yeah. They tax you, man. Y'all don't want to know what it's like working for one of our uncles. Boy, you come out of it. How you say it, Henry? You start that job thinking you're gonna get a paycheck. You come out what?
Owing that man money.
Owing him money.
Okay, how much gas did you use in that lawnmower?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
You remember that dollar burger I bought you at lunch?
Them 2 cigarettes I gave you?
Yeah.
You reached in my cooler and grabbed a cup of water?
Yeah.
Deduction.
And it's not even, it's one of them little Gatorade coolers that he got city water in. He ain't even paying for the water. Got city water in it. Oh, man.
Heck yeah.
That is great stuff. My light turned off again.
Shoot, we got less than 2 months before Ice Cube gets here.
Oh yeah, Ice Cube's coming down to San Angelo. And
Ice Cube, Cypress Hill, Slim Thug, Paul Wall.
And
big deal.
Our one and only uncle, the one we were just talking about, is going to be performing at that.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Oh. Too big for him?
That's why he told me he didn't want to go, because he's performed on that stage and he doesn't want to sit in the stands.
What do you mean?
Because he's performed on that stage, and he doesn't want to go to that concert arena and sit in the stands and watch somebody else perform.
Oh, I thought you meant why he wasn't going to perform.
Oh, no, he didn't get asked.
Oh.
This is a big deal, bro. Ice Cube, Slim Thug, Cypress Hill, Paul Wall. That girl, Crystal Poppin, that's on the UT fight song.
Yeah.
She's going to be there. Crystal Poppin.
Crystal Poppin. Crystal Poppin.
The back of the jersey say Poppin.
And we drop, lock in. We got no rhythm.
That's not how it goes.
That's not how it goes. Got no rhythm over here. Oh, man. So, school canceled down there?
Absolutely. Till Monday. Yeah, Memphis had tennis tryouts yesterday after school.
How'd it go?
They just got the rule books and what they need, and the actual tryouts start the 7th.
Okay.
So I think that's Monday.
That's crazy, because freaking, man, that means that your son's turning into like not a prep, but a prep liking sports. He likes to prep sports a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I can tell that swimming and tennis. Before you know it, he's going to be wearing visors and those aviators that are rainbow colored. And he's going to have the shorts that come way above his knees, and he's going to have them fancy polo shirts on and have the sweater over like Carlton.
Yeah, I might have to start calling him Johnny McEnroe.
Yeah, he's going to have his long hair blown, well, semi-long hair blown in the wind, and driving a convertible at 17. Already signed to like University of Washington to go play tennis because he wants to be close to the woods to find Bigfoot. Hello.
You just caught my attention.
Yeah. He's like, oh, well, Memphis, if you happen to not choose Texas to swim, go to Washington to play tennis and go find Bigfoot. Yeah, that's real. That's where the big Bigfoots are. Shit, right there by Alaska.
Yeah. They say the biggest ones are in Alaska.
Oh. The biggest. Look at this guy at Bigfoots. Oh, I love it. Y'all, Bigfoots are real. They're out there. We're going to find one and put it here on 40 Acre Addicts for you. He'll be a guest host.
That's a fact, Jack.
Yeah. If he doesn't destroy my studio in the process. Yeah.
Nah, there's no way you can cage one of those things, man. They're too smart. They're too strong. I don't foresee them ever having one in a cage.
I don't see how they ain't freaking, the government ain't trampolized one if they don't already have one over there in Area 51.
Oh, there's already a ton of shows out there about that. Like, I can tell you a story about when that big fire broke out about 20 years ago in California.
And they said that they found one, like, passed out from the smoke.
Half burnt, yeah. And the firefighters started mending it up. And then out of nowhere, a couple black helicopters come in and scoop him up, take him out, and tell the firefighters, if you ever talk about this, it won't be good.
Oh, man.
That's a fact.
Jack.
And then there's I've listened to documentaries on like Navy SEALs and Green Berets, where the Army has them tracking down Bigfoots that are like causing chaos in small towns and kill them. Yeah, they've said they've watched some of their soldier friends just get picked up by the ankles and smashed against trees, completely broken everything inside of them. Say that the real deal is they're hard to take down. It takes a lot to get one down. It's not just hey, I'm going to shoot it in the face and it's going to die. No, it's going to keep coming. You're going to have to shoot it and shoot it and shoot it and shoot it. Yeah, I've listened to everything out there on Bigfoot. I promise you. I got so many Bigfoot stories.
And for y'all out there, Henry's done his research so much that he's already got a slingshot, and he feels like he's gonna Goliath this bitch whenever he encounters
you tripping now? A 30-06 is a slingshot for a Bigfoot. You better have an elephant gun out there.
He's gonna throw his rock. He's gonna ding off the back of that thing's head. It's gonna turn around and look at him.
That's the thing, though, man. Out of all the shows, all the things, if you're just out there, not like hunting or whatever, like if you're lucky enough to see a Bigfoot, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna mess with you. They're gonna keep going in their direction, doing what they got to do. So, I mean, they're not really dangerous creatures unless you F with them.
Yeah.
Or unless you're just really close to their territory and they need to get you out and they chase you out and they don't touch you, they just chase you out and scare the piss out of you.
So, I got to throw this out there because we got to move on to another subject, because I hate to say it, but Bigfoot is not committed to Texas on signing day yesterday.
Oh, I wish he would, put a helmet on that thing. Golly. He don't even need shoulder pads. All he needs is the helmet.
He just needs the helmet.
Golly.
But he'd have been the 5-star perfect 1,000 rating that Quinn Ewers should have been.
Quinn Ewers is, baby.
I mean, it is, yeah. I said that wrong.
Yeah, I can't, man. I'm telling you, man, next year if our defense just shows up and stops, just makes some stops, dude, our offense is going to be lit.
Yeah.
Our offense is going to be something to watch next year, something exciting. Like last year times 10. All those drop passes that we had, like, I don't foresee that happening this year. All those bad throws that we had this year, I don't foresee that.
I don't
foresee it with Card or Ewers, whoever starts.
Ewers is starting, my boy. But what I'm trying to get to, Ewers is starting, but what I'm trying to get to, my dog, is Ewers ain't going to have to worry about too much pressure of passing. Because this go-go offense is going to have everybody so damn fucking confused, man. I'm telling you, when we get Roshan, Bajan,
Keelan Robinson,
Jaden
Blue,
Brock,
Jonathan Brooks.
I'm over here like, God. Racks on racks on racks. Racks on racks on racks.
And it can be 2 different running backs, like, every single time. You don't have to have the same 2, like... Yeah, dude, like you can have a power and a speed, whatever.
Power, speed and speed. Power,
it's going to be lit, dude.
Yeah.
It's going to be lit. I'm telling you, man, if our defense can stop somebody.
If I was offensive coordinator, this year would not be being evolved around Quinn Ewers. I would treat Quinn Ewers like Major Applewhite to Ricky Williams. My team is built around my, not running back, my running back room. My offense is built around my running back room. And I'm finna unleash these guys and let them just run all over the place. I'm going to be throwing them little screens, throwing them little passes, all that.
It's going to be lit.
I think I got too loud. I think I just heard Bunny yelling.
Oh, shit, you in trouble.
Yeah, I think I heard, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, our offense is going to be lit next year.
Yeah. And the go-go offense is going to give Quinn that time to develop.
And the sad thing is, though, man, is if Quinn starts this year, Hudson Card's career at Texas is over.
Oh, he should have transferred already.
He can't, though, because he's in the Texas Mahomes School of Business. And that's like the most premier school that you can get into at UT. You can't do that anywhere else. Texas has that on lockdown. Ask Sam Ellinger.
Texas Mahomes.
The business Mahomes Mahomes School of Business.
Mahomes. That's why I was wondering why I thought you said Mahomes. I was like, it threw me off there. I was like, Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Well, give him another year to sit behind a better quarterback, and then send him on his way.
Yeah, because you got Malik there too now, so.
Yeah, Malik needs to redshirt this year and let Hudson be the backup whenever Quinn needs a backup. But Quinn's already had a full year of college to get comfortable. He's not coming in like a freshman, fresh to everything in green. He's already got the idea of how the whole jig works in college.
What a year next year's gonna be.
I'll tell you this. I don't care what happens. If we don't establish a go-go offense or something similar to that features more than just one back on the field at a time, we're going to have problems still. Our offensive line is still really young, all these new guys coming in, and Ewers is young. Unless Ewers pulls a Jameis Winston on everybody and wins the Natty in his first year as a starter, which has happened now multiple times since then. But try not to, wear burnt orange glasses. I think we need to establish more than one running back on the field every play. Unless it's for a different scenario, for something like, Hail Mary passes, something that we're having to play catch up, and we're just needing to pass. Exploit these defense backs if we can. Hell, Xavier can, but like we said, Xavier, we needed that receiver from Wyoming, Isaiah. We needed Isaiah because Xavier could have a sophomore slump. It happens all the time. And then who do we have that we know is going to stay healthy all year long and be consistent?
Nobody.
We got winning.
No, but out of the 19 receivers, that Tom Herman had on scholarship, Sarked like 0 of them.
He would have liked Duvernay.
Oh, he would have loved Duvernay.
He would have liked Duvernay, yeah.
Can you imagine Duvernay in his offense?
Woo!
Holy crap. Golly. Because that boy was like Devontae Smith, but bigger, stouter, stronger.
Remember his old saying, not one man's going to take me down.
Yeah.
And then Desean says the same thing, too.
Yep.
It takes more than one person to take me down.
And he backs it up. Both of them did.
Oh, man.
Devin Duvernay had man hands, dude.
Man hands, boy. He never broke a finger.
Man hands.
No, he's still over here. He's in the Pro Bowl for special team returner.
Shit, speaking of broken fingers, bro, I remember the first year I got my 70-inch and Will Greer broke his thumb and or broke his middle finger. And you could see it clearly.
That was 2017.
That was sick. Dang, I've had that TV for 4 years.
Yeah.
5, 6 years. Jeez.
Coming on 5.
Yeah.
That was 2017.
That's crazy. I ain't even thought about upgrading it.
Yeah, because I think I was already back from the oil field and living back in San Angelo. And we watched that game together because I watched it on that TV with you.
Yeah, Reed's fitting to try to get me on with them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're making good money.
Yeah, they're doing the clean-outs on the vessels for the oil field.
Oh,
cleaning the heaters and the tubes and whatever.
Is he power washing them or is he what?
I don't know. I didn't get into too much detail. I just want to know if he's like on a rig where he's chunking the chain and mixing concrete all day, or if he's doing something else. And he said he's 100% doing something else. I was like, okay, because you ain't lost no weight. You've been on this mug for 8 months now, bro.
Yeah, but
it can't be that hard.
slinging that pop and all that isn't as hard as they make it out either.
I don't know. There's a couple tough jobs out there on the rigs.
Oh, everywhere's got tough jobs. But I mean, once you do
Yeah,
a
but
job,
nothing like laying tile doesn't compare to throwing that chain all day long. Because you could die. You get tired, slip up, and get your arm caught in that chain when you throw it around that pipe and it's spinning at 100 miles an hour, your arm's gone.
Yeah.
One little mistake can just
trust
kill
me,
you.
I know, yeah. Building a tent out of scaffolding and tarp on top of a 250-foot elevated tank, that's not scary at all.
Nope.
Nope.
Or seeing that sandblasting rig fall from the top of the water tower?
Yeah, it definitely makes
Not
me...
scary at all.
Yeah, it makes me look at them oil field boys like, that chain don't look too scary no more. I take an arm over falling 250 feet, and not just falling straight to my death. Falling and getting caught on the tarp and flying away to my death. To where the fall's going to take longer. Because I'm been caught onto a damn tarp flying away. Yeah.
Shit, hoping to land in an oak tree.
Hoping it just breaks my legs or something. Don't kill me.
Catch a branch on the way down.
Yeah. I was watching the new Halloween Kills.
Yeah.
Did you see the last one they made in 2018?
Yeah, this is the one where they're actually going after Michael Myers instead of him coming after them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read about it.
Oh yeah, are you ever gonna watch it?
Heck yeah, I'm gonna watch it. What's it on?
Oh, it's on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix.
Okay.
I'm sorry. No, Redbox. You have to go rent it.
Okay, it's out. Okay.
Yeah.
I got one right across the street.
Yeah, but it's good. So I'm not gonna tell you any parts of it. But
It's good though. You liked it?
Yeah, they should have ended it with the last one. You remember the last one where they lock him up underneath the house with the bars in the basement and they catch the whole house on fire?
Yep.
This one starts right after that. It starts off where the other one ends. And they should have just left it at that. They should have just left him die. But there's already another one coming out because me and Rachel were looking this one out. There's another one coming out this year. And it's called Halloween Ends.
It's not going to end there either. Look, Memphis made me watch a trilogy. It's called The Hill House. I think it was called The Hill House, and it's about this haunted hotel, and it's shot like the Blair Witch Project, where everybody's just got their own cameras, and it was scary, dude. The second one was really the scariest to me. They actually showed shadow figures and demons coming at you, and yeah, it was trippy.
First one just kind of warms you up.
Yeah, absolutely. And it shows you how the house is alive and haunted. And then the second one, it really, really.
Man, speaking of that, Henry, right now would be a really cool time to go into that haunted house down the street from me. That famous one.
I know.
I would be thinking
it's only on like $125 a night per person.
Hey, you know what we could do too, bro? We could freaking literally, because I think it's like $250 to rent for the night. Me and you could.
Oh, it's like $450.
It's like $450. You asked.
Yeah, minimum of 4 people.
Yeah. So if me, you took like Shuggy in Memphis, and took them out there, or took Jaden and Memphis, the boys, and then told them about how it makes people go crazy or whatever, and then pulled some Shining shit on them. He went upstairs with an axe and stuff, started chasing. I'm like, oh my God, Henry's gone fucking crazy, run! He's like,
nah, I would have probably done that, but my kids want to do it so bad that I don't know about putting them in a place like that, because if they bring something home,
and you get all possessed and have to
Mm-mm.
may the power of Christ compel you. Dude,
Hey.
that's only in the movies. Well, they had to have done their research. Oh man, I don't, man. That.
Yeah, that's. Whew. Y'all got a lot of haunted stuff up there, man. Y'all got a goat, man, that's like 40 minutes from you.
1883 is
That's on
being
some
recorded down
bridge.
here on 283. The whole
Yeah.
famous house thing is right down the street from me. Well, they're filming that shit. Well, they're already done filming it now. They filming it last year, but I think they're already getting ready to film it again or something.
And I promise you, I recognize the part of the Brazos that they go on.
Yeah.
We've done that river too many times. Like, I know that's our river.
It's probably the bull crossing part. It's a bull.
Yeah, it's got to be because they cross everything.
Yeah, it's got udders, Steven. It's a fucking bull. Did I tell you I almost got raped by a bull not too long ago?
What?
I was out on the ranch, and Chris is all like, yeah, look at that bull. It's chasing them cows around, blah, 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 trying to get him some, make another baby. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's nice. So I'm walking around, and we're working, and next thing I know, freaking, I look over, I see the cow, and she's like on my left side, and she's kind of trotting away, and I look over to my right, and here this nigga comes, dick out and everything, just slanging.
Ouch.
Coming right at me, bro. I ran for my life. I hopped on that fence so hard. Well, you thought I had just rolled fucking, what's the bull that threw Lane off?
Oh, man.
Oh,
golly.
it don't matter, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly. Red Rock.
Red Rock. Yeah, old Red Rock is coming at me, boy. Like I just rode Red Rock, hopped off, and was getting that gate, boy.
Man.
Because he had a red.
It took me a second, but I knew I'd be able to
Yeah,
get
hey, he had a Red Rock coming at me. That's for sure. Yeah, but he.
Yeah, I worked with a guy, David Dixon, and he rode with Lane Frost and Tuff Heedman. Yeah.
Yeah.
He rode with them here in Cristobal. He rode with them in Odessa and somewhere out of state 3 times.
The first time the first rodeo that ever was invented was over in West Texas at Pecos. Pecos is home of the very first rodeo.
And San Angelo is now home to the only rodeo in the nation that doesn't have an interstate beside it.
For real?
Yep. The first rodeo I attended here in San Angelo, that was the first thing they said. This is the one and only in the nation that's not close to an interstate.
You never been to a rodeo before that?
I've been to the Houston Livestock Show, but we were at the concert part, not the rodeo part.
Wow, dude. I've been to so many rodeos. Hell, in Huntsville and Houston and West Texas, Odessa, Midland when I was going to school.
Yeah, it's never been my thing. I mean, I like the part where that dude was like jumping over the top of the bull at the beginning.
I like the rides. If I were to ever do it, I'd want to ride a Bronco. Because I feel
the
like...
horse?
Yeah.
Man, them things are crazy. What are they feeding those things?
Steroids?
Like, shit.
The same thing Lance Armstrong eats?
They're feeding them fucking pills from the doctor, and psycho pills. Like, that horse just comes out retarded. Like, what's wrong with you, you mad son of a bitch? Like, fuck, eat a Xanax.
Yeah, but when them Broncos, when they do get you off, they're not going to be charging you as hard like them bulls do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You off,
that's a fact.
You off. You just got to make that fall.
And if they step on you, it's not going to hurt near as bad as a bull.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
And there goes my light again.
Oh.
I don't know what's up with this light. it's not wanting to stay on. Yeah, freaking, we got all the way over here in PBR, bro.
Right?
It's one of those mornings, y'all. Hell, my light ain't even staying on anymore.
I told Reed about the Guadalupe.
Yeah?
And Michael.
What'd they say?
Reed was... he said he might do it because it's a weekend thing and he got his weekends off. But he didn't, seem too excited. Michael was like, yeah, I'm ready.
I'm down to take Michael. I don't want... Let's keep Reed
yeah,
another time.
We're on YouTube.
That don't matter. Who's gonna get mad at me on YouTube and drop a comment?
Yeah, but Michael's ready to go. We'll be ready. Yeah, we're gonna do 20 miles down to Guadalupe this year, everybody. And then, of course, we'll hit the Brazos again because that's like our home river.
Oh, I'm excited to actually have a vehicle. Henry don't have to make that extra drive no more.
We don't have to wait at the end.
Man,
on somebody to come save us.
Why are we going to the Guadalupe?
Because we haven't done it.
We both have vehicles now. You don't have to come pick me up. Let's go out of state to New Mexico, nigga. Let's go to Oklahoma. Let's not go to Louisiana. Not get eaten by an alligator.
You're retarded. Let's not go. Shoot. Okay, Arkansas's got a lot of pretty rivers.
Yeah, I do. But see, my thing is, I'm not going to do Louisiana or Florida until I have a bass boat. Because I don't feel comfortable that close to the water. That gator can jump its entire body length out of the water to get something out of a tree limb.
Yeah, hell yeah, it can. It actually wants to do that.
Yeah, and people think that, oh, it's not going to get me in my kayak. I have a paddle. I have a gun.
How many videos have me and you researched when we first got our canoes and kayaks, bro? How many gators do we see attack kayaks?
Yeah, they do not like kayaks.
They run them out.
And the crazy part is, the videos we watched, there's not a body of water in Florida that doesn't have a gator in it. You could be sitting next to a puddle that's 5 to 8 foot in diameter, and
8 inches deep.
And 8 inches deep, and there's a 10-foot gator in it, and you don't have a clue. Can't even tell. So you're in that kayak, you're thinking, oh, I'll see the gator coming up, I'll shoot him with my pistol. Okay, when he pops out of that water and grabs you in the damn face and then starts doing his death roll and half your face is ripped off like that zebra on TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that video's old because I saw that on YouTube, but it refreshed my memory.
I remember that. That was terrible.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen to us.
I can't believe somebody sit there and film that.
Could you imagine that being us on a kayak?
No.
That's exactly what could happen. That's a reality. Our face being bit first and jumping out and grabbing our face. No, sorry, Bob. Not until I get my bass boat. And then I'm going to have to ask the state of Texas if I can get a firearm to protect myself. And they're going to be like, for what? And I'll be like, gators.
That's a fact, too.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not worried about gators getting me on a bass boat. You know, I feel fine on that. You know, fishing. Ain't no professional bass fisherman any time in the history been attacked by a gator. I'm sure they've had gators bump up on their boats and shit, you know, but gator ain't fucking charging a boat like that. Not like a croc would. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, shoot, man. I wish there was a way we could do the Devils.
They have to come up with... I would say let's wait one more year for the Devils because we got Longhorn games to go to, shirts to be made, spring game to go to, and you don't have a job quite yet. uh, I'm finna be moving probably sometime late summer or midsummer. Just we don't know how much money we're gonna have for that expensive one because the drive ain't shit. But to get in the damn river costing that much, it's a lot.
That's what my neighbor said. If you get in at the state park and go to his house, but I would have to set it up with him to where I park my truck at his house.
Well, if you can get it set up, we can get it set up. But if not, man,
Yeah,
I'll do
I'll see if I
Guadalupe.
can work
But
on that.
hold on, I'm gonna pull up Google Maps on this real quick.
So we could do the Guadalupe. We could do the Pecos. We haven't done either of those. We haven't done. Honestly, we haven't done the Brazos where it gets scary in Waco where there's gators. And we'll go right by the Baylor Stadium.
Man, I don't know about being that close to alligators. I got Google Maps up right now. So,
you get that bass boat, bro. We'll do the Trinity River. And we'll be able to go from Dallas to Trinity.
Bro, when I get that bass boat, all you're going to have to do is you in Memphis, and I found out it holds 4 people, not 3. And all you got to do is you in Memphis, load up in your truck, bring your freaking fishing poles and some food to eat, and then come on down to my house, leave your vehicle here, and we drive. Because when I get my bass boat, by that time, I'll have a truck and a boat. So I'll obviously be being way better off in my life at that point. And I'm going all over America to do lakes. I want to go to all of these, like Lake Okeechobee, Lake Mend, the one that's in Salt Lake City, Utah, freaking all the one Gunnersville in Alabama, freaking the Seminole one over in freaking Florida. I mean, all of them. Just like
there's rumors that one in Utah connects to the ocean
underwater.
California.
Yeah, I mean under the cave. I meant yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You imagine seeing a shark fin pop up, bass fishing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Anything, bro.
So Guadalupe goes through Austin, right?
Guadalupe?
Or San Antonio?
Yeah.
San Antonio?
Yeah, the one that goes through Austin is it's the Brazos, ain't it?
No, it's is
The heck? It might be the Guadalupe. No, because it's not super clear. Guadalupe spring fed.
Lake Austin. I can't find out what it is. But anyway, we know where that one is pretty much. What's over here in New Mexico? How long does it take to get to New Mexico? Hell, it's a longer drive for me than it is for you if we go to New Mexico.
Dude, I can get to Mexico in 2.5 hours.
Yeah. To me, it'd probably take 4. Takes from here. It takes 4 hours to get to Midland, Odessa. So 4.5 hours would take me. And there is a river right there. It is. Goes through Carlsbad.
Colorado, bro.
Pecos River.
Colorado runs through Austin.
Ah. We'll go to Oklahoma.
Dude, the Colorado River is 862 miles long. It's the 18th longest river in the United States.
Damn.
And it's the longest river with both its source and its mouth within Texas. Dang.
Oh, Colorado Springs.
I think we might need to change it up and do the Colorado instead of the Guadalupe.
Oh man, Colorado River.
Wow, it's right on top of me too. It's right there by you. Well, no, it's not. It's right there by me.
Yeah, it's right by you. It runs close to you. Yeah, we have to pass the Colorado River every time we come to see each other.
I'd wanna do more in the Austin area.
Off of Lake Travis to town.
Yeah, or past it. Try to go all the way through Austin, but I don't know where we'd sleep. Well, Austin's like the capital of homelessness now, so.
Yeah, we end up getting our shit jacked while we're sleeping.
Yeah. Yep.
Never mind.
Wake up to no canoes, no kayaks,
Hold on, no,
no
because
paddles.
there are super famous rivers in Oklahoma because of all the Indians.
Yes, but most of Oklahoma's rivers are that red, sandy, gritty stuff that you don't want to swim in.
What?
You remember? Remember when we went camping? All the red, nasty.
We were in the Red River, nigga.
They were all like that. That was a lake we were at, bro. That wasn't a red river. That was a lake.
That was Texhoma, but the Red River runs through Texhoma Lake.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, I've seen them. Most of them are like that. It's just because of the land.
Yeah. Where is this? Google Maps. Alright, let's see.
Don't you ever mention going to Oklahoma rivers on this channel again.
I like Oklahoma.
That's another fine, bro. That's another fine. That's 2 fines for you today.
Hey, just because Norman, Oklahoma exists doesn't mean the rest of the state needs to suffer.
That's a fact, because I did take my kids to the Turner Falls.
Yeah, so yeah. Really eating your words now.
Yeah, because that was beautiful.
Furthest I've went is Texhoma, and that's arguably half Texas's.
Yeah, I did go twice. Never caught slack for wearing UT gear, though.
You got the Arkansas River, the Canadian River, the North Canadian River, the Illinois River, a bunch of them. Red River, Washita River, a bunch of them. Deep Fork River.
Is that an Indian name river?
I'm going to the Arkansas River because that one's the biggest that runs through.
I was going to say those Indian name rivers might be like old and have history to them, you know what I'm saying? Like scary history. Kind of like the top of the Brazos where that bend where that dude got scalped.
Yeah.
Like, nope, we don't need to eat lunch here. Let's keep going. Hard
10
enough for me to
beautiful
feed my
rivers in
kids.
Oklahoma. I'm looking up 10 most beautiful rivers in Oklahoma. Number 1 is Upper Mountain Fork River. That one.
What side of Oklahoma is that on?
Upper Mountain Fork River offers 31.7 miles of canoeing or kayaking from Hatfield, Arkansas to Broke Bow Lake. So
30 miles?
31.7.
Dang.
And has classes 1 and 2 rapids.
Oh, goodness.
Crystal clear water, fishing for smallmouth bass and other species, and excellent scenery with pine forest covering the hills and bluffs along the river.
Tell me the name of that river.
That one is the Upper Mountain Fork River. The next one is South Canadian River. Sometimes referred to.
Fork? You said Upper Mountain Fork River?
Yep. That one's like goes from Arkansas to Oklahoma, so it's gonna be like East Oklahoma. We'd have to get a motel afterwards, so then get some or sleep the morning.
Holy mackerel! That's pretty, bro. Those rapids look sick. We could do that. Let's do that. 31 miles, bro, and the river's flowing, so it's not going to be a hard paddle.
Yeah. Level, and none of the other ones, Henry, none of the other ones have level 1 and 2 rapids.
Holy shit. At some points,
hold on.
The trees go over the river and connect from side to side, so you're in a tunnel.
Okay, look, I got
Medina.
I got the option 2 for us too. Okay, so the 2 we need to put on the list is the Upper Mountain Fork Lake, because that one is crystal clear. It's got the best rapids in the state of Oklahoma, and it offers all the smallmouth bass, which I haven't got to fish smallmouth bass because there's not a lot of them in this area of Texas. Smallmouth bass, instead of them being green on the top with the white belly like you see the ones I always catch, they have like a tiger. They have like a tiger stripe to them. And
yeah, I'm looking at one now. Dude's holding it out of the water.
Yeah.
And you can see his shoes at the bottom of the water.
Yeah.
It's like hip deep.
And so that one is gonna be for like if us just guys go. Now the second one I want you to check out is called the Upper Illinois River, and the reason why I say that one is because it's best known for its float trips and is an easy flowing class 2 river and is said to be the best canoe stream in the state. So that's if you want to just calmly just chill and cruise the whole time, an easy smoothing trip and just canoe and camp. No rapids, no trees to climb over, no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
something. Hey, that Upper Mountain Fork River is off of 59, US 59.
Let me look it up on Google Maps.
And if I'm not mistaken, that same 59 runs through Livingston. Oh my gosh, Steven. The CFS on that Upper Mountain Fork River at its lowest is 500.
Hold on.
Do you remember those numbers?
I do, but remap what the numbers were when we were at the Medina.
Okay, the CFS is the controlled, the weight, the fastness of the water, the flow, controlled flow system or whatever, or controlled flow per second. The Medina that we did was like 125.
When we went.
Yes, or maybe even lower, because they said 250 would be a good steady flow. The minimum for this one is 500, and the biggest is 15.
I told you.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10,000.
It's the biggest.
10,000 is the maximum.
I told you this one was the best rapid one in the state.
Dang, bro. And it would be 30 miles, so we'll be adding a 31.7 or whatever. We'll be adding 11 and a half miles to our biggest trip.
Ooh, I'm down for that.
We'd be upping ourselves. You got me excited about this one.
Told you we needed to go out of state. We have 2 vehicles now, dog. You don't have to pit stop no more on your way here and back. So we can actually make distances.
And for that one, I could just meet you at your house and we'd follow each other.
Yeah, let me see exactly where it's at. I'm getting it on. Damn it.
Yeah, absolutely down to do that one. I'm gonna start researching it as soon as we get off the phone.
It just took me to freaking Pennsylvania. Oh, I'm having trouble finding this thing on Google Maps.
They said when the water's high, those class 1 and 2 rapids become class 4 and 5, or the class 3 and 4 rapids.
Say that again?
When the water's high and the CFS is really flowing like at its max at 10,000,
Yeah.
those class 1 and 2 rapids become class 3 and 4 rapids.
Whew.
Yeah. And those class 4 rapids are the ones that you really can't control. You're just at the mercy of where it takes you. And if you flip, you're fucked. Better have that life jacket on.
I've still not been able to. I think I found the general area where it's at. So instead of trying to search it, I'm just gonna look.
Okay, look, it says it starts off of Highway 59 and Arkansas 246. That's the name of the road. 246 and 59, where they collide.
What lake does it run through?
It says it forms near Hatfield, Arkansas. So go to the tip of Arkansas or the tip of Oklahoma and look for Hatfield, Arkansas, and that's where it's only
Hartford?
Hatfield.
Hatfield.
Like the Hatfield and McCoys.
Yeah. This is freaking nuts how I can't find it. There's so many rivers to look through. Is this it? And a lot of these rivers won't even tell me the damn name. Can you see where I'm looking?
No, I clicked off of that so I could read this article on that river.
Alright, well, come to me real quick, because I'm right there.
I can't read I can read Tulsa, but that's Oklahoma.
Okay, here, I'm zooming in. Texarkana. Texarkana's over here. That red line's the border between.
Just Google Map Hatfield, Arkansas, because it's probably a tiny town. Because this isn't a big river.
Okay, found Hatfield, Arkansas.
And that's where it starts.
This is mind blowing, dude. Maybe.
Yeah, everything just keeps moving. I don't know what you're doing. Broken Bow, yeah, it connects to Broken Bow.
See, that's what I thought. See, I was in the right spot, but this river won't say nothing. It just shows the river. So I can't tell if this is the river or not.
I don't know, but that tip of the island looked like a good camping spot already.
So do we go through the lake on the trip, or are we doing the bottom half or the top half?
I don't know. I haven't done any research, bro. Is that 318 miles from you?
This?
It says Hatfield, 318 miles.
That's Hatfield. That's way further away. I'll do this park. The park for me is
hold on.
4 hours and 22 minutes to get to that lake for me. At the park that's connected to it. Yeah, it's like a straight shot for me. Yeah, you literally have to go you have to go through me to get to there, so you could just stop by.
What's that, 4.5 hours from you?
Yep. So it'd be 7.5 hours for you. And that's just that park. We don't know where the actual river is.
Yeah, and I can sleep
Here,
on your couch.
let's go ahead and end this video so we can do our research real quick.
Alright, sorry Longhorn Nation, we got on rivers.
Hey man, but now you get to learn a little bit more about us and what we do in our spare time. So hook 'em y'all, Longhorn Nation. We'll have a part B to this to continue it tomorrow because we're both off. We're both blizzard in, so we ain't got nothing else to do. It may even be this evening. You don't know. But we love y'all. Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.